I was thinking like, you know, if I was a billionaire, do you ever think about like, if I was a billionaire, what would I do with that money?
Yeah.
And you realize how small your scope is, because I was like, if I was a billionaire, I'd have freshly laundered sheets every night. So you always got the dryer smell.
Oh my God.
And my brain is just like, no, no. Solve world hunger. Like, man, sheets fresh out of the dryer would be great. I could just pay someone to do that for you. It's like, you could just do that. You buy a dryer. Buy a dryer. You can do that with a real job.
You can go, like, as I've learned, you can go to Habitat for Humanity and you can pick up a used dryer that's in great shape for like $200, and it's like you can get one online probably for less than that, or like go to like Garage Sale or something and pick up a dryer for $100 and be like, I am drying my clothes now.
That's why billionaires are so bad at everything.
Yeah.
They're tiny little human brains.
But they're also rotted, it feels like.
But what a wonderful idea of, like, I love the window that gives me into the sense of luxury, where it's like, this is something that I really enjoy, and I'm like, God, I'd really enjoy that too. Why did that never occur to me?
Yeah. It's like, if I was rich, I would get a DiGiorno deluxe pizza rather than the cheese pizza. Right? Like, tiny brain, you are not doing this correctly.
I grew up eating Kraft Deluxe, not Kraft Dinner.
Right.
And Kraft Deluxe is like pasta with a pre-made cheese sauce that comes in a foil pouch, right? It's not the powder. You don't mix it with milk or anything. And so because I grew up that way...
Doesn't sound better.
It's marginally better.
Is it okay?
Not by much, but it is marginally better. Actually, it came in like different flavors before they did that with Kraft Dinner, before Kraft Dinner would come in different flavors. And it's like pre-melted Velveeta in that way, that it's just like right? Like I say, it's not that much better, but it is a bit better.
Yeah.
And I've gotten to where I'm like, I like this so much better than the other alternatives that now I will be buying this when I want mac and cheese, because it is the taste of my childhood.
Right.
Because that's how I ate.
Right.
Thinking of like because I get the thing where it's like, if you're a billionaire, clearly you're going to try to be philanthropic. You know, like
you would think so, right?
It's like you'll find ways to do it. Yeah. But then also it's like, but what are the little things? What's the little thing that occurs to you that's like, this is something I'd, like if it was me, I think I'd be like, I would have someone custom make me a pair of shoes to the specifications that I want. Like, because it's like, I like Chelsea boots. And I'd be like, I would go to R.M. Williams.
Yeah.
And I would say to them, I want a custom made pair of boots that fit me, that are not only do they fit me perfectly, but they're incredibly comfortable.
Yeah, and it would just be like that scene, and you would pull them on, and it would be like that scene in the Basketball Diaries when Leo does heroin for the first time, and he's just running in slow-mo through the field, and the skies are blue.
This is the greatest thing I've ever had.
Right? Because you would have Chelsea boots that fit your ankles.
Yeah, that feel just perfect. They have the right amount of give, but not enough to like pinch.
Yeah.
And it's like, and they're not gonna make stacks. Like they're not gonna make all those stacked wrinkles and stuff, because they'll be like just properly sized. And I'm like, I could see myself doing that and really enjoying it. And then I could walk around in boots that fit me properly. My feet aren't going to change shape, like for my adulthood, I assume. And they'll just be like, this is just really nice.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did this. You know, because I own a pair of Chelsea boots that I love that don't fit me quite right. So I've stopped wearing them.
Yeah.
But
because I want
your foot, Beach.
kind of need to.
Yeah, I would love to wear Chelsea boots, but I have stupid tiny ankles, right? And so I just like swim around in them and like whatever I step around the shoe store.
Leg warmers.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm interested though, for everyone else in the room, in fact, what would be the thing that, you know, you have $1 billion, you're going to do all the philanthropic stuff, don't worry about that. What's the little piece of luxury that you see yourself giving yourself?
Honestly, probably a really nice pair of boots as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I have some that I just keep looking at and go, no, they're many hundreds of dollars. I can't quite justify that. Or afford that.
I love to cook, and I realize that much like yourself, coming up with this is what I would do, and then you realize that there's a completely doable solution within your own means right now, which is like, I would love to have like someone grocery shop and cook my meals for me. And I was like, that is literally a restaurant, John.
Yeah,
Do
you could
that
just go to a
now.
restaurant,
I could
yeah.
just go to a restaurant. But that was my first thought, is just like, even though I love to cook, just like the idea that someone else would like do that meal planning and
Yeah.
like get that all sorted out for you and make a nice meal that you're gonna like and you know, figure out so you don't have the same things. But it's like, I can just go to a restaurant. It's really simple. Although, you know, trying to decide what restaurant to go to is actually a bit of a challenge. So
Yeah.
I would love like Blue Apron, but Blue Apron not by the meal, but by the 2-week period.
Yep.
That's like, here's all your grocery shopping for the next 2 weeks, and here's a list of things that you could make. We've done all the hard thinking for you. So now use these things to help you make the thing. That kind of feels like that, rather than like, it's like Richard Simmons' Deal-A-Meal, essentially, right? Peach, do you have
Tailor.
a
Straight up,
tailor?
yeah.
Yeah.
Would have a tailor on retainer. Because, like, I'm a t-shirt and jeans guy, mostly because, like, I'm a casual wear. Picking up suits and stuff is a little anxiety-inducing because I have a scoliosis thing going on, and I'm barrel-chested, but, like, skinny legs and all that. So getting things sized without going to a big and tall store and then having to hem it up is actually really would be a fantastic change.
Yeah, just actually having, I think that could be boiled down into clothes that actually fit you. That like being able to find something you like and then just say, make that so it fits me, or adjust it perfectly so it fits me. Right?
Yeah.
Like that it feels like such a luxury to do that.
Yeah.
And tailors aren't like exorbitant, but like the idea of doing that with all of your clothes, it's just, that's just not within the realm of possibility for most people.
Yeah,
right?
Well,
right.
yeah, it's like there was a William Gibson novel where the characters were chasing after an underground clothing pop-up store
Okay.
that was making like just the most highly sought after clothes.
Yes.
And when they find her, you know, she has this great like monologue, like when you find the artist in a science fiction novel,
Yeah.
right? And they explain to you the secrets of the universe. And she does that, but she's like explaining like, you know, if you were to get like a properly made shirt for you, that would be like $300.
Yeah.
Right? And this is why we have global scales of like inequality
Yes.
because no one can afford that.
Yeah, because it's just the labor
Yeah.
to do that is just ridiculous.
Yeah, like having a professional being paid a living wage to make you clothes.
Yeah.
You don't go through enough clothes, right?
You're either, a rich landowner to be able to do that in the 1600s, or you're a serf that just basically makes them themselves or uses potato sacks.
I remember when Ian was living in Japan, and he took a trip to he went with a couple of guys, and they went to like I don't know if it was Thailand specifically, but it was like one of the Southeast Asian countries, and they're like, we're gonna get suits, and he did. And they did it made to measure, right? You show up and they measure you, and then it's like come back in like 4 hours and your suit will be done, or some ridiculous thing. And
They're
that
really common in Bangkok.
yeah, and it was like that was a really surprising idea that it's like, and I'm like, how much does that cost you? He's like, not that much more than just getting a normal. In fact, it was cheaper than getting a normal suit at home,
Right.
Because they're doing they make all the suits and stuff over here anyway in the first place, right? So you go see one of these guys, and they're charging you the cost of a cheap suit back home, but it's actually made to fit you. And I was like, oh, that sounds really, really nice, but I don't want to fly all the way to Thailand to get suits made,
Yeah.
especially when I don't wear suits. But man, the nature of like, I was reading a manga called Princess Jellyfish. I know, right? And in it talks a lot about fashion, because it's kind of focused on that. And there's a guy who owns a big conglomerate in like Southeast Asia, and the main character is talking to him, or is kind of experiencing what it's like to this fashion conglomerate, and she stumbles into their warehouse, and there's giant bricks of clothing that have just been assembled, like pallets full of just clothing, been all kind of thrown together. And she's like, "What is all this?" And he's like, "This is last year's line." And it's like, "Well, why is it here?" And he's like, "Because it's due to be destroyed." It's like, well, why? It's like, because we work in fast fashion. Like, that's our thing.
Right.
We come up with a line, we put it out there, and when everything's done, we take it off the market and we destroy it. And I read that and I'm like, ain't no way. No, actually, I completely buy it. Like, I was like skeptical, and I'm like, no, but that actually makes some sense. That if you're trying to create scarcity and be like, once something falls out of fashion, it's not going to be something that people want anymore. So then it's just easier to say we pull all that off and get rid of it, so we're not tempted to sell it. And then everybody else who has been copying our line, they can continue to make the copies of stuff that don't fit as well, that aren't quite as nice. And I'm like, that sucks.
Yeah.
People, that spend any time looking into it would just like be horrified at the amount of purposeful destruction capitalism engages in order to perpetuate the systems of continual production and selling of stuff. In the food industry, it's huge, obviously.
Yeah.
North America is, a terrible culprit for just like producing way more food than we can use for the people that can afford it, and then not just giving it to the people that could eat it.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
destroying huge amounts of it. But clothing and, all sorts of products as well.
Yeah.
Like, I remember my first real job was working in a bookstore and just being absolutely blown away that we ripped off all the covers of books.
Oh, that didn't sell?
It didn't sell, and threw them in the trash. And you're technically, it prevents them from showing up on the resale market.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I was so mad at this job that it was just like, these are perfectly good books, and our task is to purposely destroy them. Paperbacks, right?
Yeah.
Obviously not hardcovers.
Yeah.
Right.
But paperbacks. And then also the amount of magazines
Oh, yeah.
that we've mailed back, because you get reimbursed for ones that
And
don't
you
sell.
tear the cover off and you mail
Yep.
the cover back, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
to reduce in shipping, but like it is obscene the amount of waste that goes in bookstores. It's not surprising that
Yeah.
that brick and mortar bookstores new ones anyway have gone away because it's so much waste. Sorry. Downer, Johnny. Hey. you
One of the
guys-
worst things about working any food service job is just sitting there looking at everything you throw out at the end of the day or
Yeah.
the week and being like, I could be doing so much good giving this to homeless people, but I don't have the time to like get this to a shelter
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the trash.
You guys have this duplicate monitors there. Why is that?
I don't know.
I will fix it for you.
All right, thank you.